cooperation with the V Foundation to fund research and preventive initiatives locally, right here in the Kentuckiana area. Won't you consider helping us in that quest? Sign up for an event, volunteer, or just make a donation at kfov.org. You really do help save lives like mine. That's kfov.org.
Hey, it's Pat Jaggers. Louisville football looks to bounce back Saturday as the Cards take on Eastern Kentucky. Be sure to join Taylor Lynch and me for the Miller Lite pregame show at 5 o'clock on 93.9 The Bill as we preview the matchup and take you up to kickoff.
Then immediately after the game, it's the Miller Lite postgame show with me, Mark Ennis. We'll hear live from head coach Scott Satterfield, take your calls, texts, and more. If it's Louisville football, we talk about it here on ESPN Louisville.
Luke, shut up.
Thank you. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to change the mood first and foremost. And Jake has no idea that he was strategically planted right at this moment because I knew I was going to need to change the mood. I knew the people were going to need the perfect elixir to change the mood of this place.
Thank you for changing the mood. Tired of talking about Uncle Dino.
Jake Weingarten is in the building. What's going on, my man?
Not much, man. I'm excited to be back. I feel back at home already. You had the Pop Smoke playing in the background. I'm comfortable in the chair, so I feel back at home. I'm excited to do this once more.
Okay, Jake. So when you say back at home, I want, when I brought you in here or when you came in here the first time, like I wanted people to appreciate your transition. New York.
Mm-hmm.
Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to enjoy yourself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously it's a big culture shock coming from, New York City, City Never Sleeps, bright lights, stuff like that. And then you come here and Jimmy John's closed at 9 p.m. So, I mean, it's a big transition and, it's a lot. But at the end of the day, I was able to find a group of friends quick, doing my job, watching a lot of basketball. I made tons of friends here. So, I mean, coming from New York back to Louisville, it's always a blessing because I know it's a place I can call home when I'm not at home.
That is always one of the big sale jobs, even like years ago in my day. People, the recruiters, they would promise you. You didn't know if they were telling the truth or not, but they would say, trust me, it's going to feel like home quicker here than anywhere else that you're going to go around, especially you're a sports person, especially if you're a big basketball guy. It's a comfortable environment. And the speed is not hard to to kind of find the nice little balance. So you went through that transition, and you say you're super comfortable. You're a junior now.
Yeah, man, I'm a junior, so I'm almost done. I know that makes my parents a little like, "Whew, he's already almost done with school." But yeah, man, I mean, I'm at home. I say it, with a smile on my face, no hesitation.
Right.
This is definitely my home. New York City is obviously number one. I don't want anyone to get that confused. But, to be able to call this place home, and I was able to fall in love with it really fast. It wasn't hard. And, I'm looking forward to the rest of my junior year. For whatever reason, I'm super pumped for the season.
What's your toughest class?
Ooh, A lot of my classes are my major classes. I'm taking a sports marketing class. It's not too hard.
Is it teacher centric that makes your classes tough, or is it like because stats? I had 7 stats classes and they were all the same one. I could never get through it.
Honestly, I'll say my math class is pretty hard. I was never a math person. I can't lie to anybody. Math is not my subject, so math has been a little hard. But I've been locked in. It's junior year. Like
we can't call it math. Call it something like give me the technical name for your math class. Your tough math.
It's got a little bit of everything in it. It's algebra, calculus, stuff like that. So it's all types of math. You can call it calculus.
Golly.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, ain't it?
I know. Just makes everybody just shudder on thinking about their days of that. Like everybody can relate to your energy on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I got you in here. You've been working the circuits. Now I'm going to. Don't mind me. I'm going to end up trying to pick your brain, as much as possible on behalf of myself and the Louisville fan base.
Right.
Okay, so I'll get the tough one out of the way first. How in the world is Coach Mack showing up on top recruiters list or top recruit lists? Because speaking from the sky is falling crowd, it's a hard damn job to be recruiting. And,
right.
and if you're in the news, it's damn near impossible to stay in the living rooms of the top guys, to stay on the radar. How is he even managing to remain relevant, or is he good at what, is it the school, that always catches the kids' attention? Is it the Cardinal Bird? Like what's out, what is it?
One thing I could say is I said this honestly the last time I came on, because last time I came on here, there was a big cloud over the Louisville fan base, a lot of worry. But I'll say it again. I said this last time. Everyone just needs to take a deep breath. Coach Mack is very personable. His players love him. They have his back throughout this whole thing. And I think that's a really big deal. And this is kind of an underrated aspect for me. I got to give a lot of credit to the current roster. Their ability to show that, their coach is going through something, but let's keep going. Let's build that chemistry. There was a video that was released 3 weeks ago of the whole team at Coach Mack's house.
Was that as a big of a deal as I heard from the back channels?
Yes.
So just sometimes you say, okay, was the chemistry bad, or did that just take good chemistry to the next level?
That took good chemistry to the next level. And, being around some of these guys, seeing them around campus, the chemistry's there. They might go into the season unranked, but this team has amazing chemistry. And, that trip to Coach Mack's house was more of something to ignite that chemistry and really progress it. And, they've done an excellent job. I heard, very intense practices. They love the new assistant coaches. Coach Mack is doing his thing. He's still recruiting at a high level. Saw some guys this morning. I won't spoil anything yet.
But get back to the, like I said, macro perspective, high level. What about him do recruits like?
He's personable, like I just said.
Is it that simple?
Yeah, you remember when Jamin Brakefield visited, he called Coach Mack the coolest coach in college basketball. And, I think that's something that you could really take and be like, this might be true, because Coach Mack.
Again, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like saying a coach is a good recruiter because he's a personable coach. Surely in basketball, it has to be more complicated than that.
Yeah, and it actually, something that people don't really look at, the assistant coaches are more important than people actually think. Some assistant coaches are actually the guys running the practices, X's and O's, and then, some assistant coaches are hired to strictly recruit. Like, that's just how it is. And I think Coach Mack did a great job of, building a staff that, they're not all similar, but they will all mesh perfectly. And, the chemistry is just blending really well right now. And, they're going to go into the season unranked possibly, but, I expect that to change. The chemistry is growing, and it starts with Coach Mack.
How big of a brand is Louisville Live? And before you answer that, we remember when the idea came up. We remember when it said, that'd be a cool little thing. Yeah, a little something to get the fans involved, a little energy. Then I remember getting that phone call from a potential recruit saying they were offended that they weren't asked to be at the Louisville Live after the first one, right?
Right.
And then like I said, I just started hearing little chirpings that there's people all around, even if they didn't want to come to Louisville, are like,
Yep.
I need to go see that thing. So is that a real thing out there?
Oh yeah.
In the recruiting world?
Oh yeah. And Louisville Live 2019 was huge. I have a little quick story. DeAndre Davis actually credited Louisville Live for being a huge deal on why he came here. He said when Donovan Mitchell walked out in 2019, the surprise on his face, and he instantly wanted to come here. He said stuff like that.
Really?
That separates schools, apart, man. The fact that you're able to get such a big figure and a big alumni to, take time off of busy NBA life,
right,
and get here and do what he did. And, stuff like that stands out when you're a 17, 18-year-old kid. I was only 18 at the time. And, I could say when Donovan came out, even though I kind of knew beforehand, it was kind of like one of those things, wow, like, look at the crowd and look at their reaction. So that event is more of a big deal than people actually think if you're a recruit.
I tell you what, are you in a rush? Because we got a lot more to talk about. Like I do want to take some time and get you in here.
Today's my day off of class, so I needed to make it clear I wasn't skipping class.
Yeah. Mom's wine garden, Pop's wine garden. I'm keeping him in here, and he's probably not telling the truth. He probably has 4 classes lined up. He doesn't want me to feel bad about it, but this is more for the fans than you. Of
course.
Gotta, like I said, I want to pick your brain, but what's in your brain, they need to hear.
Right. They definitely need to hear.
Yeah, most of all. Just and like I said, you are not just Louisville centric. You are nationwide. Like I said, you are as plugged as of an individual as people can know. Like I said, I still do enjoy when people hear that you're a junior.
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy the shock. I do enjoy the, but if you're working, you're working.
Of course, man.
Yeah, you cannot deny that. But we're rolling on. We're gonna kidnap him for another segment at least. Quick commercial break. Middays with Marques Maybin on 93.9 The Ville.
Yes, sir.
Why give your family just ordinary eggs when they can enjoy the best? Eggland's Best. The only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition compared to ordinary eggs, with 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, 25% less saturated fat, and 38% more lutein. Because the way you care is anything but ordinary. Only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Start fall with everything to do business better during Dell Technologies Labor Day event. Save up to 45% on select business PCs with Windows 10 Pro. Power your workday with savings on Dell servers, monitors, docks, and other accessories, plus free shipping on everything. Do more with modern devices and Windows 10 Pro. Call 877-ASK-DELL for a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right tech. That's 877-ASK-DELL for business specials during Dell's Labor Day event.
Here's what you missed on The Drive with Mark Ennis.
I can't believe how disappointed I am in the way that game went. Here's where I wanted to start. I don't expect them to quit and go into the tank like in 2018. But the start of the season and the way the first game went and the way the team looked relative to the way they were talked up in the summer and in the preseason feels very 2018 to me.
The Drive, weekdays 3 to 6 on 93.9 The Ville.
Back post, there's Oatby. He nods it down, and in the finish is Cam Lancaster.
Hey, it's Jeff Greer. Lou City is back in action Sunday as the boys in purple hit the road once again to take on the OKC Energy. Join Casey Whitfield and me starting at 5:45 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 6 o'clock. It's all right here on ESPN 680 and 105.7, as well as the ESPN Louisville app.
93.9 The Ville.
Many people have figured out over the last few months what a great thing it is to have a home gym. And many of our listeners have figured out what most of our staff already knew around here, and that's that Fitness Market is the place to turn to when you're starting or adding to your home gym. Right now, Fitness Market is loaded up on strength equipment, dumbbells, kettlebells, squat racks, power racks. Fitness Market has tripled the amount of inventory they normally have, and you can see it all in their newly expanded showroom on the corner of Plantside Drive and Waterston Trail. They have all the great brands like Hoist, Spirit, Body Solid, you name it. The highest quality equipment is at Fitness Market. I love the Precord treadmill I've had for a couple of years from there, and the adjustable dumbbells have proven to be invaluable over the last few months. So head on over to Fitness Market now. They have 2 locations, Westport Road inside the Snyder and Plantside Drive and Waterston Trail, where they have their newly expanded showroom. Or check them out online at thefitnessmarket.com.
It's the biggest turf party in the history of American racing this weekend as Kentucky Downs runs 14 massive stakes races of $500,000 and more. With support from the Kentucky Thoroughbred Development Fund, Kentucky Downs offers the country's most lucrative purses and biggest fields. Saturday features the $1 million Calumet Turf Cup and $1 million FanDuel Turf Sprint. Both Breeders' Cup win and you're in races. Closing day Sunday highlights the $500,000 Nelson's Greenbrier Tennessee Whiskey Music City Stakes. There's nothing like it in America. Visit KentuckyDowns.com.
Ready to make something great? At GE Appliances, we do it every day, building appliances people depend on. GE Appliance Park is hiring full-time for all shifts. Join our manufacturing production team and be part over 100 years of American manufacturing. Apply today at MakeItAtThePark.com. Make a difference? Make it at GE Appliance Park. MakeItAtThePark.com.
Miss anything for your favorite shows? Head over to the GE Appliances Podcast Center on ESPNLouisville.com. Apply today at MakeItAtThePark.com.
You've shared half your life together.
Built your family and careers together.
She doesn't just complete your sentences, she completes you.
Isn't it time to tell her you'd marry her all over again? I'm Hank Davis.
And I'm Hank's daughter, Ashley, from Davis Jewelers, suggesting maybe it's time for that second diamond, the diamond you've always wanted to give her, but now you can afford.
Here at our famous Davis Jewelers Diamond Bar, you'll find 3 to 4 times the quality certified diamonds you'll find in average stores.
2, 3, 4 carat diamonds in stock every day at the guaranteed best price in Kentuckiana.
And the diamond professionals to help you create not just her ultimate diamond ring, but a true family legacy.
So when you want to say, I love you on her birthday, your anniversary, or just because it's time,
give her that second diamond from Louisville's largest fine jeweler.
Where love, it's what we do.
Davis Jewelers, Louisville's largest fine jeweler. Forest Green Boulevard, just off North Hurstbourne Parkway, and at davisjewelers.com.
Sunday on the NFL on ESPN Radio. Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer, and the Jaguars head to Houston to face Tyrod Taylor and the Texans.
Coverage begins Sunday at 12 o'clock on 93.9 The Ville. Football's in full swing, and about the only thing more popular is securing a great rate on your home loan. Whether it's a new home or refinancing your current investment, Century Mortgage is your team. Our commitment to personal local business drives us to deliver exceptional service to our clients and community. At Century Mortgage, you're meeting with people who live here, work here, and like you are invested in this community. Let us, your neighbor Century Mortgage, take care of funding your most important investment, your home. Let Century Mortgage be a part of your team. We're here to get you home. Visit CenturyMortgage.com to get started today. Century Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 26988.
Card Nation, this is attorney Alex White with SueDistractedDriver.com. Our law firm is a team of dedicated attorneys ready to fight for you. If you get injured because of someone else's negligence, their insurance company already has a legal team, and now so do you. If you or a friend or loved one are injured, find your attorney at SueDistractedDriver.com.
This is an advertisement. An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville.
Time now for a Kentuckiana Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Nick Bellman on the Sports Center update brought to you by Woodview Golf Course. Book your tee time today, WoodviewGC.com. Cards looking to right the ship in a shortened week when they face in-state opponent EKU Saturday. Scott Satterfield, he met the media yesterday and said that they're just trying to keep it simple, stupid this week.
We're back to schedule now, but it's just very condensed. It's hard to put a game plan in this short and then really kind of relay that to your players. So you have to keep it simple for sure as we head into this week.
Keep it locked to ESPN Louisville for Miller Lite pre- and post-game coverage this weekend. To the Diamond, the Reds, they fell the Jacks Cubbies 4-1. They start a series with Mitch's Cardinals tomorrow. The Bats, they got their second straight win against Indy, winning yesterday 7-1. They'll face them again tonight for $2 beer night. 6:30 that game starts at Louisville Slugger Field. And tonight, the NFL is back, baby. Cowboys, Buccaneers, 7:30 p.m. can be heard on all ESPN Louisville sticks. More Maybin next. This is SportsCenter.
With Spalding University's rolling admissions and 6-week block schedule, you can transfer anytime and begin classes year-round. Join us for our next session on campus or online. Apply now and receive automatic scholarship consideration at spalding.edu/apply.
Hey, it's Pat Jaggers. Louisville football looks to bounce back Saturday as the Cards take on Eastern Kentucky. Be sure to join Taylor Lynch and me for the Miller Lite pregame show at 5 o'clock on 93.9 The Ville as we preview the matchup and take you up to kickoff.
Then immediately after the game, it's the Miller Lite postgame show with me, Marques. We'll hear live from head coach Scott Satterfield, take your calls, texts, and more. If it's Louisville football, we talk about it here on ESPN Louisville.
What's up? Yeah. Oh, let me...
I do appreciate that. You're on the A game today, man, because I definitely wouldn't have unmuted that. People would have been listening. And how angry would people have been if I left Jake Weingarten on mute on the YouTube channel for 15 minutes when, like, more information about Louisville basketball comes out of this guy than the law should allow.
I feel like we'd have something worse than a Shenyun poster, like on the window. It'd probably be a brick.
Somebody
Maybe
would come by,
cocktail.
throw a brick right through the window. Turn off the mute, jackass!
And then in the shards of glass, the little lady would come up and put the poster like in what's remaining there.
Okay, so this is how we'll do. Like I said, people, I do like when I hate talking to Jake off camera because he has so much information. QB, because he always has so much good information. So here's what we'll do. So Jake, what is something that people? Okay, you know what? I'll start with what's special about today.
Well,
in the recruiting world,
today is the beginning of the live period. So that means that for the first time since 2019, college.
Who's more excited, Jake Weingarten or each coach?
Oh, me. Me. It's not even close.
Right.
But today is the first day since 2019 that college coaches are able to complete in-home visits and go to actual like high schools and just go to open gym and see these kids like practice regularly.
Why is that important?
It's very important. As far as Louisville goes, it's very important for Coach Mack and the staff, to just give them better understanding of what's going on in the future and, letting them know that everything everything As far as nationally,
so you're saying especially for Mack,
especially for Mack,
this time of face-to-face.
Especially for Mack and face-to-face and, not hearing everything over social media is a real big deal. I feel like it's more genuine if it comes from Coach Mack in person. And, today is really a big deal. It's one of those days, it's like Christmas for me, waking up. Already got 20 tweets out and, coaches are back in person. Obviously they were on the roads at circuits this summer, but it's not the same. You're there to see multiple guys over the summer, but now you can go see whoever you want, specific guys. You can go to California, you can go to high schools, homes.
How much of a deal or how big of a deal is it? How much of a competition is it that this coach came to see me first over another coach? Like, where does that rate in the kid's ego, in your opinion?
Honestly, it varies the kid. Some kids have a better understanding that a coach, if he's in Kentucky, for instance, he's not going to fly to California to see you first just to fly back to see a Kentucky kid later on. He's going to get the Kentucky kids out the way and then go see you. Like, I don't think the order really matters anymore. Like, Coach Mack saw some guys this morning. We'll see some guys later, but I don't think that really varies the order of how he wants them.
Put a tracking device on Coach Mack's car. Where is he? And what is your tracking device telling you?
Right now? Where is he at right now?
Don't say Roosters.
Shoot, honestly, probably just left Male High School. Wouldn't surprise me.
What is he doing at Male High School?
He just saw Caleb Glenn this morning. That is exactly what he did this morning.
So you planted the device on the exhaust pipe or underneath the engine?
Oh, underneath the engine. Underneath the engine.
He's a pro, man. Come on.
Yeah,
right.
With this stuff.
Oh, okay, so as far as his movements around, just kind of throw out some names and where, like, some top targets, logical targets versus who's interested. Just kind of give us a little rundown on things.
So like I said, he got the local guys out the way, or is getting the local guys out of the way today. So
Who are all the local guys?
He started with George Washington III at 6 a.m. this morning. Coach Mack and an Ohio State assistant were there for that. So George Washington III. Calling the timeout here.
Did y'all hear him say he started with George Washington III at 6 a.m.? He really does have a tracker on Coach Mack. Okay, take off at start right behind George Washington III. 6 o'clock. Keep on giving us the times and everything.
The tracking device took me to Male High School a little later on, like I'd say around 9-10 a.m. And then
the predictive tracking device. I'm sure you did that
tracking
one.
Device, yeah. And then I'll predict that around 1 or 2 o'clock he'll be at North Laurel to see Reed Shepherd. That's what I'll say.
So that's the local circuit.
Yeah, I don't have any trackers on the assistants, but I know where they're at. I know where they're at too.
Okay, well, give us some assistant lineups.
So Dusty Stromer and Jared McCain, they both play for Team Why Not out of California. They both told me that they're gonna have Louisville in today. So I'm sure that'll be either Fennel.
So
or
you didn't even have to find out through the tracking device or trackers.
No.
The kids say, okay.
Yeah, the kids. The kids texted me, and then one of the bigger deals is Rodney Rice, which I'm sure is a name that Louisville fans are really excited about. He's their main 22 target, if I had to say so. But they'll end up seeing him on Monday. So, today they'll see the local guys and the 2023 guys and get that stuff out of the way. And, then Monday they'll get to their top target.
Who are they targeting for the Louisville Live attendees?
Well, I'll start with Tay Davis, DeAndre's brother. Tay.
He has the spot locked in on us, right? He's having a good summer, right?
Yeah, man.
Can you kind of go into detail?
Yeah, I'll go
on
into
Tay
detail.
Davis.
So Tay, great size. He's a wing. He's terrific, man. Rim runner. Gets to the rim with ease. Powerful dunker, man.
New system's going to benefit him more.
New system, fast paced. Ball movement. They'll be able to find him in his spots, and just the fact that he'll be able to get to the rim. This kid is so strong.
How does his IQ rank towards his brother?
Shoot, they're kind of similar as far as IQ goes. I think Dre is a really polished defender, and he's a very smart player. And I think if you look at Tay, you see similar things. And I think that's kind of the big deal on why people are, so excited and the chance that, DeAndre and Tay could play together next season.
But Tay was ahead of where DeAndre was at the time, in your opinion.
Yeah.
No, don't say rankings. Use your eye test.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't even use rankings. As far as eye test goes, the fact that Tay has been on, the EYBL circuit and he's playing against top level competition, that's a big deal for his development. I'm not saying that Dre, wasn't as good. It's just, the development's different. Their paths are different.
Dre will track you down if you said.
I hope Dre's not listening. That's my dude. He's gonna have a huge year, so it'll be huge. And Tay, I'm sure will get a visit from the coaches today as well. Him being their commit. I'm sure, he's not too worried about it. I'm sure he'd rather have some teammates that they can go out and recruit, but they'll see him as well.
Is there an alert level? Because when you say EYBL, you always worry about snoopers and people. Is there a threat? You feel like there's a threat that somebody can kidnap him?
No, not at all. I think once he made his commitment here, he's committed. I was here in 2019 for all of his visits. He was sitting a couple rows behind me at a couple of games, and the fact that his brother came here, I think he's set on being here.
His brother's experience here has been good enough to say, this is a good place for you as well.
I know for a fact DeAndre Davis loves it here. Loves it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got him. You want me to continue with the Louisville Live visitors, right? So you got Dusty Stromer, Deontay Davis, Caleb Glenn.
Are you giving these names kind of like these are the dudes? These are the
dudes that you got to keep an eye on. So Caleb Glenn, Rodney Rice, George Washington III will be there as well. Reed Shepard can't make it, but there was an invite extended to him, but he can't make it because of some family event. So Rodney Rice, Deontay Davis, Caleb Glenn, Dusty Stromer, Jared McCain will be on an official visit. That's a big one. That's a 5-star. And yeah, though that's pretty much it. I don't think I missed anybody.
You said unofficial. McCain will be
an official.
Official.
Yep. Him and Dusty Stromer are both coming from California, so they're both on officials.
What's is there a particular assistant that's leading the McCain charge?
I believe it's Fennell. That would be my prediction. But Stromer and McCain play together on the same circuit, so I'm sure it's just one coach recruiting the both of them since he's out there anyways.
Yep.
But yeah, there's teams pursuing them as a duo. But the fact that they're getting the first official visit is a huge deal. So that, and them coming from California, the last California guy we saw here was Devin Askew. We know how that went, but I think this will go a little better, especially with Jared McCain.
Why?
Relationships. One thing that him
did they get in with him early?
Yes.
Like before he. So okay.
Yes.
So let's do this, y'all. Let's throw some flowers on one. Let's give some roses on this one. Relationship built early before he really lit it up.
Yeah. And
so are we going to give Mack a check mark on seeing it early?
Yes, I'll give Mack a check mark because I love Jared McCain. He's a bucket getter. He gives you a little bit of everything. And, when you talk to him and you say, Jared, what can you improve on? It's nothing on the court. It's all about leadership and, becoming a more vocal leader. But, with Coach Mack, he told me, they were on him early and he hears from all the assistants. It's not just, Mack. It's not just Fennell. It's not just McMahon. It's everybody. And, I think that's a big deal that they were able to catch on early. And now you get a chance at his teammate as well.
Let me ask you this. Does Coach Mack factor in players being able to adjust to deep teams? Because like I said, these rosters, guys with a couple of years to play, is that a big factor on the recruit trail? Like I need guys who are willing to come in here without any, and like everybody, all top recruits have some entitlement.
Yeah.
But he is going to have to need a little bit of ego checks, guys. Say, hey, you're gonna have to come in here and earn it,
right?
Outside of blowing smoke to recruit.
That's a great point. And you look at Sam Williamson, who came in as a McDonald's All-American. He still had to compete to get his. Sam's an elite talent. He's gonna go straight to the league, but it just shows. Mack made him come in and really earn his. It's not just you're a McDonald's All-American. You're starting off the bat. You got to come in and earn it. L. Ellis, Mike James, Roosevelt Wheeler. You got to come in and earn it.
You don't have to answer this question. You're witty.
I'm always open.
What do these players hate about Coach Mack?
Shoot, it's honestly probably some funny stuff. It's probably just he joked too much. He played. It's probably stuff like that. But I've only heard
because listen, you're around the guys,
right?
And when we're sitting around and Coach has just done worked us to death or just done something that irritates everybody, give us something that they just. Yes, man, your boy tripping, man. Give me one of those.
It's honestly, it's probably a little bit of, oh man, my legs are hurting after today. Stuff like that, being around the guys. Jalen's a guy that he's gonna have a huge year. Jalen Withers, I told you guys about him in the past, but I think he's ultimately gonna be one of the faces of the school. But I've heard a lot from him. Oh, my legs hurt. A lot of the grind, but it's all joking stuff. They love Coach Mack, like I said, and the chemistry is just igniting, but it's a lot of funny stuff. All good things.
What player gets picked on the most by Coach Mack? Because, all coaches just have that, I love this kid. I'm always going to be hard on him. And which kid feels like, man, Coach always messing with me about something? Like which guy is that?
Honestly.
And again, I'm just saying general character, like not particular, like, he hates this guy or anything like that.
Honestly, I've heard that Sam and Coach Mack do have a good relationship. But obviously, with this being more of a newer team, I'm sure, Coach Mack is figuring out who he's got a joke on.
Right.
Now.
Like, does he have a target yet?
I'm sure it'll be one of the freshmen. It wouldn't surprise me if it'll be Mike James. Mike James is a clown. He's a character. And, he's a guy that I think really meshes with Coach Mack well. But, I'll be able to answer that. Yeah, Mike James does talk.
On the court.
Yeah, Mike James is very vocal on and off the floor. Look, that's the thing here is that, I think Coach Mack got a team that can match his energy, that guys that'll all really talk on the floor. There's no one really quiet.
I really again, I was never a communicator, so I always appreciated, him coming in, talking about how important that is to be able to yell at each other.
Right.
But not in a
and hold each other accountable. Stuff like that. Like, you got to put your ego aside. If your teammate tells you, you got to do this better, just work a little harder. It's not because, they hate you or they're competing against you, because they want to see you do better. And, that's something that Coach Mack prides himself on. And Jared McCain, like I said before, prides himself on leadership. And, one of Coach Mack's probably vocal points is that, you can come in here and be that leader, learn how to be a better leader. And I think he's done a good job at that.
I was just kind of like I said, you have a unique knowledge of just kind of personalities. I don't need leadership personality. Jared West, we kind of know what he is. Malik, we kind of know. Right. Yeah, just leader. Give me another personality that would just kind of a fan might be interested in. Because what happens is the season starts. You don't know why you like that guy, but just when you sit in your seat and you watch layups. Everybody has just their one underdog. There's one star you might like Sam might be my guy. Right. But there's one guy that just ain't quite got it yet, but I'm rooting for him. So freshman, give me a couple of personalities.
So I want to start with Jalen Withers. I got to put that one right on the bat.
Disclaimer first. Disclaimer. I don't know if you've heard my grading segments. Jalen Withers he cannot. I will never give him higher than a C+ probably. That's how much I love him.
Yeah.
That's how much I want him. I want him to do well. You get it back to him. If he don't start dunking this ball with authority at all times.
Telling him, man, you got to stop with the little English. You got to dunk it, man.
You have to. You have to. And I'm not going to give him any grades worth having until he
dunks it, man.
And I do mean it seriously when I say you have to train your mind. When you do the full court, passing up drills, getting a certain amount under a certain amount of time. I'm trying to get them. You have to train your mind to be thinking steps, dunk, step dunk, physical. Okay, so Jalen is the guy.
Yeah, Jalen is the guy for me.
Does he know this? Does everybody say the same thing to him?
He's definitely heard it, but my point of view is a little different because I've seen Jalen since he was 14 years old, and seeing his progression on and off the floor it's amazing, honestly.
Yeah, and you like I said, the biggest joke I made when he got here is he has not hit. You could tell he hadn't hit a puberty yet.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. When he, you could tell.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's why this year was so important because he's really in there working, man. I've talked to some NBA scouts that love Jalen. Just his ability to be 6'10", and he was out of position all of last season and still almost put up a double-double. It just shows that you put a guy in any role.
I hate saying that. Yeah, though. I hate saying the word out of position
because I'm a positionless basketball type of guy.
But if you're 6'4", you got to be able to get to the rack and finish. If you're 6'10", yeah.
But Jalen's special, man. His size, having the handle he does. Obviously, we need him to dunk the ball.
Is his defense as underrated as I think it is?
Yes, his defense is super underrated. Being long and having that size and being able to actually move on his feet.
Yeah, sometimes I see him lock in, and it's like I don't know if he knows how much that jumps off the page. Sometimes you got a guy might lock in on defense, and people might not recognize it, but it's like no, dude. People see when you break down, we see it.
And that Duke game, when they came here, Matthew Hurt was, scoring on Jalen a lot, but it wasn't even like Jalen wasn't playing
tough shots.
Defense.
Yeah,
it was tough shots, man.
Right.
It was, the fact that people commended his defensive effort despite Hurt scoring all those points, that stuff does jump off the page. It
Can you imagine doing radio and people saying,
Marques, he gave up 10 points, and that was not good defense.
I'm just like, oh, God. So Jalen and his personality is something people might like.
Yeah, and I know he's standing out as like a big brother on the team. They obviously have a lot of freshmen and, newer guys. And Jalen and Sam Williamson and Malik Williams, those are the three guys really left. Sam and Jalen are the only ones left from that freshman class that, had all that hype. So that's a big, chip on your shoulder. You got to really, take a leadership role and develop really well. And, this summer, Coach Mack, he hands out his gold jerseys in practice, who does well, who stands out. And, Jalen stood out all summer along with Sam and Malik. They're really taking that leadership role seriously. And Jared West, like you said, came in right away. And when I interviewed him after he committed, I was able to say right away that this guy's going to be a leader, whether he starts, whether he's a sixth man, he's going to be able to come in and lead. And that's what he's done. And, like I said, with Jalen, big brother type of thing, he's very close with DeAndre, close with L, the chemistry is huge and it'll show on the court.
How is the fan base going to feel about L. Ellis?
Oh, they're going to love him. He's energy type of guy on and off the floor. He's probably one of the loudest people on the team. You could ask anyone, on the team, whether it's on the court, off the court, he's a very loud dude. And, that's a guy I have a close relationship with over the last 2-3 years, dating back to his freshman year in JUCO. But, super fast, lightning quick. And this new system is going to benefit him really well. He could shoot the ball 40% from three, 45 from
You
the
want to compare him to somebody? Somebody just like I said, it's always dangerous to compare because people
comparisons are very dangerous.
Yeah, oh, you think he's that? No, I'm not saying that. Just style.
Comparisons are very dangerous. Style wise, he's a faster. This is gonna sound weird. He kind of reminds me of prime Markelle Fultz. He kind of gives me a Markelle Fultz kind of guy. High speed, high motor, point guard, occasional shooter. He'll shoot it, but, occasional shooter and, plays to his role, playmaker, can dunk the ball aggressively like Markelle Fultz, similar in size and weight. But, just L is lightning quick. He finished that 1 mile run in 5 minutes, and, that stands out.
Teach me about Matt Cross.
Matt Cross, shooter. Honestly, sharpshooter is the best way to describe him. 40% at Miami. In high school, he was a 50% three-point shooter, which is, kind of important. But, sharpshooter. He'll talk on the court. Obviously him transferring here kind of late. He's got to adjust, but I think he'll adjust very well.
So the late start did,
late start is hard for everybody. Sidney Curry got here late, and now he's really in the gym working on his weight and cutting down in weight and really developing. I've seen him a couple of times. He looks in good shape.
Without details, how much more weight? Without giving a direct number, like
cutting
a
down.
Lot, yeah, a lot, a little. Is it like
it'll probably
and is it conditioning based weight, or is it kind of like?
Yeah, I'd say it's a lot of conditioning, and obviously there's on the court stuff there. He's got a battle on the court, but I'm sure they do want him to cut down. I'm sure they won't make him cut down all of his weight, because look how he dominated with that weight on him. So I'm sure they won't cut him down a little bit, but I think I don't remember what he was at. I'm sure they'll have him cut 15 to 20 pounds, something like that. But he looks great, man. I've seen him around, and they're whatever they're doing, man, it's working.
So you don't think he's on like the starvation program?
Oh, no. I don't even think it's anything like that. I'm sure they just change his diet around. But even with that, man, they definitely have him in the gym. It's evident. I saw him 2 nights ago, and he's looking good. JJ Trainer. I think, that's another guy you could rotate him at the 4 or 5. I think, in the minutes that he had last year, he had some really good moments. And, JJ was a guy that people thought was going to come in redshirt or, sit right away. And, I said no to all of that. JJ's a very smart player. He could really hold his own. He's getting very strong.
Is his intelligence what's getting him?
Yes, his intelligence, his ability to step on the court and, just read the floor both on offense and defense. And for him to come in and do that at a young age like he did, stuff like that stands out. And he'll definitely get minutes this year, whether it's at the 4, might need some minutes at the 5. But, he's getting stronger as well. And, that was a big emphasis when he got here, was to get him stronger. And they're definitely doing that.
Noah Locke.
Sharpshooter. Just like Matt Cross. That might be one of the best, if not the best shooter on the team. I think, you're bringing in a guy with experience that played tough basketball in the SEC. And honestly, he'll stand there and knock down a shot, knocks down 3-pointers, can knock down that mid-range, can get to the rim a little bit. He's a very capable defender, high IQ. He was great at Florida, and he hasn't really changed to me since high school. I covered him in high school, and he was always a sharpshooter, with a splash of IQ, and, just fills his role. And he's been one of those guys that's showing leadership as well, another vocal guy in the locker room.
12 seconds on the clock. Give me one guard to take the last shot, and give me one big man to take the last shot on this team right now, like confidence level.
Confidence level.
Factor in everything you know about everybody. Who has the swag to hit big shots? Who like because some guys can shoot and some guys have the
12 seconds on the clock. I'll see Sam Williamson in the post fade or hitting the three. Sam Williamson hit a couple of
You'll go to Sam in the post with 12 seconds.
Hey, Sam Williamson had some huge shots in high school, and everyone saw the Jason Tatum comparison. We just talked about comparisons. Those are kind of, I try to stay away from those. Yeah, but I mean, that fadeaway, I could see them giving him a little Tatum-esque setup with the fadeaway. We've seen Jason Tatum hit post fadeaways, in big moments. I think that's something that Sam could do as well.
What's the effect? Who has Ross McMain's had the biggest effect on?
Honestly, everybody. I know that's a very, corny type of answer.
That's a bailout.
That's a bailout.
Yeah, but I understand.
But the reason I say that is because he's able to come in, and this dude is actually practicing with these guys. I'm not talking about like standing on the sideline and talking to him.
What did he do this?
I'm not sure. I have no clue. But what I was saying is, this dude is actually practicing with these guys. Like, he is like showing them the ropes.
Exactly.
And he's really like I'm going to give a really good example. People were like, why do you like in-person classes more than online? That's because I'm a hands-on learner. Like, I got to learn visually in person. Like, I need to see it. And now that you have a coach who comes in and he's teaching you, hands-on how to do certain things. And, he has that professional experience. I've had people call him one of the best assistant coaches in the country, and he just got here.
Are they roasting him?
Probably. Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Probably.
How old is he? Nikki, you weren't around. I think we made him 44 years old or something one time, and he got pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, I think it was something like that. Okay, so I guess you kind of cheated. We'll call Sam a guard on your 12 seconds to go. Okay, big man, 12 seconds to go.
41.
Big man. Well,
he is not 41, is he?
According to the Wikipedias.
Oh, wow. Hey, that man could hoop for a 41-year-old.
Don't get that past.
No, I think we messed up. I think that's wrong. I think that Wikipedia
somebody edited that Wikipedia page.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
He was a Midday's listener trying to cover us.
Yeah.
Texas, did we screw that up last time? Because we had him on. And
this does look like a janky Wikipedia. It just says born 1980. Like there's no date. Like he just.
Yeah, somebody edited that one. They're editing it right now as we're speaking. But 12 seconds on the clock.
Big man.
Man, I need to see Malik thrive in a big moment, man. Might be his last year here. It is last year here. Might need him.
So is that just like you're my leader? We're gonna give you the ball on this one.
Yeah. And you understand those type of basketball situations. Certain guys might have to have the ball in their hands. Certain
time. Yeah. Like you might not be the best shooter, but you just are the type that can
kind
of lock in.
This is also a little nugget, but I've heard Malik's been great in practice. Like I heard he's really like dominating in practice.
So taking their time
with him, getting him adjusted, but he's thriving. Like he's starting to look like old Malik. And, I think that really goes into what we're talking about with 12 seconds on the clock. You want the ball in your leader's hands. And if he's dominating and if he's adjusting and doing things right over his recovery period and just getting right, they'll have the ball in his hands in those type of moments.
Okay. Louisville wins the ACC if
nobody gets hurt, and if they rebound, one thing. Actually, scratch all of that. The most important thing, the only way they will win the ACC is that they have a strong start in the first half, and if they could keep their leads. Because one thing we've seen over the past few years is they'll get these leads, and they'll just let them run away with it. And another thing is those little games like against those losing opponents, you got to win those.
Yeah, the discipline of those games.
You can't go into Clemson, who's under 500, and lose when you're number one in the country. Like, you got to win those games that matters. Every game in college basketball matters. So I think, staying healthy and staying consistent and, playing to your role and sticking to the system, you'll win the ACC.
Texas says he's 32.
32.
Listen, I think he's more like 32.
I was gonna say that dude doesn't look a day past. I put it 35, but I was just trying to get Wikipedia.
Nate Johnson is the only 40-plus-year-old that can compete at that level with those kids. He was out there running with them at 41. Was he about 6 feet? There's no way he's out there. They'd be torturing that man.
Coach, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
I was no,
like I said, I think
you can't trust Wikipedia. Who can you trust?
I think we made that mistake before. Okay, so Jake, give everybody all the big things you've been doing. Give everybody ways to find you. Give all your personal information.
Mm-hmm. So
Twitter's, everything.
Yeah, stockrisers.com. At Jake Weingarten on Twitter and Jake.Weingarten on Instagram.
Spell your name.
JakeWeingarten. We got a lot of big things coming.
We always say your name quick, and people always say, Jake, what
Yeah, but yeah, man, we got some big things coming soon. I won't share too much, but the website, we got some big things planned. Stockrisers.com. So we with the new NIL rules in play, we're getting some guys on the website to write their own player written articles and vlogs, and giving the fans a behind the scenes of their life on and off the floor. So that's something we'll start when the season starts.
What's their energy like with NIL?
They love it. Having the opportunity.
How much of a distraction is it? Kind of.
Well, that kind of varies the guy. There's some guys that are really chasing the bag like every day, but there are some guys that are like, let me get the right deals. Like, let me stay true to my brand, and whatever comes to me, I'll be open ears.
Or there's the let me go get buckets and then get ready. So like would you say it's about half and half?
Yeah. I'd say a lot of guys are more just, my basketball is going to earn me these NIL deals. So I really got to stay in the gym first, and then the money will come. But, it's amazing, man. And I've been writing essays for years that college athletes should be getting paid. And, they're about to change their families' lives. And, that's the best part of it. It's more than a game, and people forget that sometimes. And them changing this rule was huge.
And when you say getting paid, I'm still always trying to remind people, it's like
it's allowed. It's allowed, man.
Right. It's allowed, but it's kind of like one of those, even just getting the weight off, even just where my mom doesn't
saying
have
that normally is
right.
weird.
Right.
Yeah, I just made $100,000. Yeah, that sounds weird. Like we'd be hearing that on ESPN breaking news a couple of years ago if that was the case.
Last year.
Yeah,
okay, so any other shout outs you want to give before you get on here?
Shout out my family and friends, and shout out to you guys, man. I love coming here. Being able to talk about what I love is a big deal.
I saw somebody got mad at me. I might have cut you off a couple of times. I always get excited when you're in here.
You good, man.
Nikki, was I cutting him off too much?
Yeah, it kind of was, over here. I was like, hey, maybe let's play a game called Shut the Hell Up and let Jake talk. You go first.
Listen, I get that way. He knows how I get. Like I said, I always want to get all the good answers. But everybody obviously enjoyed the breakdown. Doors open. You walk up to the window. You just, we'll let you on in.
If you hear some loud knocks, you know who it is.
Anytime.
Can I pop in with a quick thing? Totally ruin you. Now I'm talking over you after busting your
fire away.
I've got nothing on the hoop side, Jake.
Right.
But as the resident fat ass here on middays, favorite spot to eat in New York.
Favorite spot to eat in New York.
Because like our buddy Cooper Hassan, he was all about chopped cheeses in Harlem.
Oh, chopped cheese, man. Chopped cheese.
I've never had one.
Chopped cheese is different. If you don't get a chopped cheese in New York, you're honestly crazy. But honestly, you can go to any pizza spot and be satisfied. Like insane.
That's usually my go-to.
Lombardi's in New York City, it would be your type of vibe. Or Grimaldi's. What kind of crust do you like?
Thin.
Go to Grimaldi's. They got some thin crust, and man, you got me thinking about it now. I had some pizza here the other day, and I wasn't too satisfied. I was like, man, I might have to get some shipped over to me. But pizza, chopped cheese, bagels, bacon, egg, and cheeses.
Okay, now I'm curious. This chopped cheese.
It's chopped up burger meat on a roller hero with lettuce, tomato, mayo, ketchup, and bacon. It's a New York special. It started in Harlem, New York.
You know what that sounds like to me?
Heaven.
Among other things. You go to France. I want a hamburger. Okay. Listen, look, after a while, little lady friend I got something that you might like. Right. It's called steak haché. Right. Chopped hamburger, chopped cheese, all the servings on top. But this is what they do. They put the fries on top of it. Okay. So it's a hamburger and fried.
Oh, yeah.
Here, like sandwich. And I'm just like, why did I have to come to France to discover something like this? Like, why isn't this the standard? the standard in the United States of America.
Bring it back. I'm telling you, we need to open a food truck. I'm just like,
oh yeah.
I always tell people my 1-2 punch, especially if you're going to get touristy. You go to Woe Hops, Mott Street, go downstairs to the joint, not the upstairs. Go downstairs to the joint. You get platters the size of your head. Jake, back me up here. There's nowhere in New York you can eat 5 of your friends for like $40.
Oh,
except Woe Hops. Like seriously. It comes out fast. Then you go up, I think 2 blocks up, 1 block over. And then you're at Ferrara's in Little Italy.
Mhm.
Get yourself a cannoli. Cleanest bathrooms in Manhattan.
Cannolis, man, too.
Just saying. That's the 1-2 punch.
You went so cliche New Yorker on us.
No, I love it.
See, I'm doing like the Nickelback version of New York a little bit. Like Jake knowing the chopped cheese.
Right.
That's like I want to say like I'm speaking like 200 level New York. He's speaking 400. Seriously.
Fair enough, Jake. I appreciate you coming on in. We'll take our last commercial break. I think everybody had a good time. I'll open the phone lines back up. Nikki will log me back in during the break. Quick commercial break. Middays with Marques Maybin on 939 The Ville.
Just because August is behind us doesn't mean there aren't some really hot days ahead. So if your AC isn't ready for those hot fall days, then call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Right now, when you buy a qualifying Trane HVAC system, receive 18-month special financing. It's hard to stop a Trane, so call DFH 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions, subject to credit approval.
Are you ready for a job that gets you more? UPS is hiring now. As a warehouse worker, you'll be a part of an industry-leading team that's moving the world forward. You'll earn up to $21 per hour keeping packages moving in the warehouse, and you might even be eligible for a program that helps you with thousands of dollars for college, in many cases tuition-free, and which includes $325 towards housing and other expenses. Search and apply now at upsjobsky.com.
For years, people from all over Kentucky have come to Genesis Diamonds in Louisville to shop for amazing Swiss timepieces. Genesis has an astonishing collection of fine Swiss watches from the most prestigious brands like Tag Heuer, Breitling, Omega, and more. But now, Genesis takes it to a whole new level with a spectacular collection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes. If you've ever dreamed of owning the world's most revered brand, you owe it to yourself to get Genesis now and see watches people wait years to get. Luxury pre-owned Rolex Submariners, Hulks, Daytonas, Batmans, and so many others. We've scoured the country hand-selecting only the best for our showcases, the most popular models, the most well-cared for, the ones most in demand. So don't wait any longer. Reward yourself or someone you love today with a luxury pre-owned Rolex from Genesis. It's just another way Genesis Diamonds does whatever it takes to bring you only the world's best. Genesis Diamond and luxury pre-owned Rolexes. Shelbyville Road next to Trader Joe's.
Clatters it in. Right-footed, right side. Cochran guessed wrong, and Louisville City takes a 2-0 lead.
Hey, it's Jeff Greer. Lou City is back in action Sunday as the boys in purple hit the road once again to take on the OKC Energy. Join Casey Whitfield and me starting at 5:45 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 6 o'clock. It's all right here on ESPN 680 and 105.7, as well as the ESPN Louisville app.
Louisville Live is back on Saturday, September 18th for its most exciting rendition yet. The annual Louisville Basketball Showcase returns with a twist in 2021, bringing two Louisville sports legacies together inside one of the most hallowed shrines in all of sports, Churchill Downs. Combined with Downs After Dark, presented by Budweiser. Tickets start at just $12. Purchase yours today by visiting gocards.com/Louisville Live. That's gocards.com/Louisville Live. Horses and Hoops, a fitting pair in the Derby City.
What's up, Louisville? Let's talk about the flavor that's taking over the city, Dano Seasoning. I'm sure you've heard about them on radio, TV, or social media. Well, I'm here to tell you that Dano's is the real deal. It's all natural, low sodium, and flavor packed. It's the perfect seasoning for tailgating or end of summer cookouts. Now I know why they say Dano's